the ultimate. Main technical partner for Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Ventus. Hankook Tire.
Welcome back to the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia. You joined us at the Sepang International Circuit for our 19th round of the MotoGP World Championship. It does not get any more tense than this. Potentially any more dramatic than this. The stakes could not be higher. The biggest race of the season is going. It's lights out. We're racing here in Sepang MotoGP. Martin runs wide. Bagnaia seizes the inside line. Oh no, there's damage by the back. Big crash by the back. The biggest prize on two wheels is on the line next live. It's time to race in MotoGP.
Actually going to be driving on the tracks of the Petronas Sepang International Circuit. Now, of course not. I'm not going to be in the safety car here for our Malaysia Touring Car Championship 2025 round 3, race 1 for the TP and TP2 categories. Now, thank you all for joining us today. Of course, I'm your host, Erin Cheong. And I'm actually going to be solo hosting today, right? Because, you know, I'm here with my fellow Hankook race queen as well, and it's going to be an exciting race right here on the hot tracks.
I don't know why she started the show without me. I'm always being left out every single time. But then again, it's always our pleasure. Sangat-sangat teruja untuk membawakan anda sekali lagi secara langsung di Petronas Sepang International Circuit untuk Malaysia Touring Car Championship. Race number 2 untuk kami bawakan pada race number 1 sebenarnya untuk pusingan yang ketiga kategori TP and TP2. Panaslah. Panas betul. Hence why you're very comfortable in the car, aircon and whatnot.
Yes, I was getting a bit of AC in there. I know that someone would be, some of our fellow mates will be getting AC like probably throughout the entire race. But before we actually pass on to them, we want to tell you a little what's going to be happening hot on these tracks in October. Mio.
Exactly, that is the the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia 2025 MotoGP happening bulan Oktober nanti. So once again, reminder, do make sure you go to sepangcircuit.com to get your tickets. It is selling fast, it is selling very quickly, so you do not want to miss that chance. Tak nak lepaskan peluang tu untuk membeli tiket menonton MotoGP akan berlangsung pada Oktober nanti. And also don't forget to follow our socials. Di Sepang Circuit on all of our socials, because we do post out very interesting facts and also promotions on what's throughout the whole place here.
Yes,
Pandai.
There will be more updates to come as well, as long as, you know, we'll just let him wait out for a bit.
Basically
so. I heard that for the MotoGP in Malaysia that is happening, the main grandstand tickets are selling really fast, like hotcakes.
Okay.
So make sure, as Mio mentioned earlier, head to our Instagram accounts, our Facebook accounts, website as well to find more info on it and updates later on.
Exactly. And as always, we're going to have the opportunity, kita akan ada peluang untuk bersembang dengan drivers kita di belakang ni. Tapi sebelum we chat with the drivers, we're going to pass it down to the coolest people on the circuit because they're freezing in their aquarium. Jeev and Nick, over to you guys.
Thanks, guys. And just, you know what, just for you two, we're going to switch the air conditioners off in here. Just, right, Nick?
I don't think so.
No, we can just say we're going to do it. That's the thing. They're never going to know. But we're going to say that we are going to do that because, yes, it is a very hot day today at Sepang International Circuit. It is round 3, race 1 of the Touring Production and Touring Production 2 category. Much smaller grid, just 13 cars on the grid. Bigger cars, obviously, these are the 2000cc bad boys that are going to be around the track for half an hour. And what a race we've got ahead of us, Nick.
Yeah, it's been a exciting, I think, dramatic incident filled first 2 rounds. And it's a reflection in the point standings as well. Jeef, Boy Wong topping the TP category with a 8-point advantage over Jonathan Z. Fadzil Alang, who's been hot and cold, he's either finished at the top or sometimes he's not finished at all. So he's in the top 3. And if you look down at the TP2, Chow Tek Song leads that field with a 6-point lead over Jasmine Tan. Jasmine, of course, with a perfect record in the first round and managing to get a second spot in the race 2 of round 2. So that's the top 2. Jonathan Lee in the top 3. All in all, Jeef, I think from experience, we are in for a treat.
And, well, of course, we're going to be talking to the drivers. We're going to get down to the grid right now. Daniel Ren Uy is with one of either Mio or Arena.
All right, here we are with Daniel for our TP category, car number 777. Daniel. It's really hot out on the tracks today. What is your strategy today? Do you think, since you're also a little behind in terms of placement, would you say, how do you feel for today's race?
Yeah, like you said, the weather is really hot. So the strategy is to preserve the tires well, because these tires wear quite quickly. So, and then I'll see it from there, and just keep up pace with the front cars. Yep.
Do you think today's weather is going to play a little role in your, I guess, your practice rounds that you've had? Do you think it's going to affect in any way your race today?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Do you think the weather today, since it's really hot, so do you think it's going to affect your performance for the race today in terms of all the practice that you've had so far? What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, definitely the heat fatigue will come into place. So just to manage the heat exhaustion and then, like I said, preserve the tires. And then let's see how things goes. Yeah.
All right, amazing. Good luck to you, Daniel. I can't wait to see you on the tracks. Back to our gentleman.
Well, keeping tight-lipped there, Daniel Renouet is still exactly what he's going to do. Just he says he's just going to keep his tires in good shape, but you never know. He might be having a look. I'm actually more interested in what's going to happen with this Mercedes A45 that Fadzil Alang has been piloting. As you said, Nick, it's either been really good or it's been really too heavy. And of course, it won't be taking part in this race, but this race is all about MotoGP, Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia 2025, 24th to 26th of October. Lots and lots of discounts available right now, but as you guys heard, selling like hot cakes. I want to get my hands on some of these hot cakes and find out exactly what they taste like. But family bundle package, bundle of 4 up to 25% off. Main grandstand tickets at 345 ringgit each, and it's already sold out, the premier seats of the Marquez Tribune. So do get onto sepangcircuit.com and get your tickets as soon as possible. While you're there, you can check out something very special for this brand new championship up at Sepang, the MTCC. MTCC Hospitality VIP dining access, all-day dining with your paddock pass. So you get to see the racing as well. 108 ringgit per day. Find out more on sepangcircuit.com. So with that, let's get back down to the grid now, and Baron Sim is going to be talking with one of the guys.
On the track with Baron Sim, who's at P1 in regards of TP2 class. Baron, you're very much a seasoned driver here when it comes to the Sepang circuit, and now you're at the forefront for your class TP2. You feel comfortable even though under this freakishly hot weather?
Yeah, but the weather is really hot I wish I can bring back the car.
So any different strategies? Because again, I mean, like if it's a hot day, you may have to take care of your tires a bit more, the condition of the car. It's only a half an hour race, but it's still something that you need to consider a lot, right?
Yeah, I need to consider the stamina also.
Stamina also. So ultimately, how do you see yourself, you know, being in the third round already? So what are the things that you can improve, especially for today and tomorrow?
I just do my best, and then I will bring back the car. That's all.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, and hopefully we'll see you on the podium. Hopefully.
What can I do?
All right. Lovely. All right. Thanks to Baron. Back to you, gents.
Thanks a lot, Mio. I'm a big fan of drivers that set very clear, focused goals. And in this case for Baron Sim, there's just one goal, which is bring the car back. I guess he means in good shape as well. But as he pointed out, whether it's a half-hour race or whether it's longer, in this kind of weather, in this extremely hot weather, just even spending 10, 15 minutes inside one of those cars is going to be a stamina issue as well. So it's tires, it's stamina, and it's trying to keep the race pace.
Yeah, and ultimately trying to bring the car back in one piece and just getting it prepped for a race 2.
That's the thing, because it isn't over yet, and this is just the day 1 of round 3. Tomorrow, of course, they'll be racing around this 15-corner circuit again, 5.54, 3 kilometers in length, and very famous over the last 20 years, very fast in certain corners, and very slow in a lot of those 8, 9, and 10, especially 1 and 2. That's where you really have to break down to literally a standstill. So a very interesting race coming up, and with just 13 cars on the grid, there's going to be plenty of space for overtaking. Very sunny, 32-degree track temperature. I actually debate that. I think it's probably a bit hotter based on, you know, I just literally took a 2-minute walk outside and it was just extremely hot. So we were saying how it was steady conditions earlier on today during MTC and MT2 V and G. It is steady conditions now, because we did speculate it might be raining now.
Yep, no, the weather seems to be absolutely fantastic in terms of clear skies, dry track.
And we got to remember that this is weather that around the world people just don't have. I mean, it really is fantastic weather. This is holiday weather, but whether you want to sit in a car in fireproofs and, you know, go around a track like this, well, that's up to you.
I think this is the perhaps the last race where we get clear conditions in both the morning and afternoon sessions. Because when round 4 comes, we're already in
it should be into the rainy season, transitional monsoon kind of thing. So this might be one of the last dry races. And of course,
speaking about Fadzil, you were touching on earlier, Jeev, such a hot and cold outcome for him so far. You know, just looking back at some of the races that had transpired, especially in round 2, and he masterstroke a performance at overtaking Boy Wong in the last turn to win that first round.
Yeah, that's right.
But then tire issues came to plague him, and he could only muster a 12th place finish. What do we expect from that Mercedes A45 coming into this round?
If it's on its game, if it's on its day, then it's pretty unstoppable in terms of what it can do. It's got a very interesting, unique advantage, that A45, in that it's not only got straight line speed, there it is, but it also is good in corners. That's the big difference between some of the Hondas and, well, most of the field of Honda Civics. But it's having that balance and being a good all-around car. So if it's on its game, it's going to be very difficult to beat. But as we've seen from qualifying, it only qualified 4th. So, therefore,
maybe
remember
there was Fadzil just preserving the car for
for
a race.
For a car like that, I think it would have been better off if he was in pole position, because he could just rule the race from the start, wouldn't have to do any work. And remember, for tomorrow's races, both MTC and TP, you're going to start with a reverse grid. So it's kind of better to win this first race if you can. Now, I think they're about ready to get underway. Certainly the grid is cleared. I can hear the engine starting up as well. Now this will be a standing start, right?
Yes, it will.
So there'll be a formation lap, and then they'll come back onto their standing positions. So shorter race, sprint race. And we have a green flag to get them underway on the formation lap. Now this is where they're going to have to take things nice and easy. Just as calm before the storm. Car's been set up perfectly. It's literally itching to get onto the track. So you just got to make sure you keep in position for the formation lap.
Boy Wong, top of your screen there, had a great last round. Of course, he was overtaken, but he did finish in second, and he went on to win that second race just by 1.2 seconds over Jonathan Z, who pushed him all the way till the end.
Well, he is currently ahead in the standings. 8 points, 59 and 51 ahead of Johnny Z. And in TP2, as you said, it's Chao Tek-siong.
And looking at the grid, we have Boy Wong in pole position, Leon Koo in second, Jonathan Z in third, Fadzil Alang, whom we spoke of, in fourth place.
Daniel Renew in fifth, Daniel Chani Walker in sixth, Lee Kum Sun in seventh, and Baron Sim in eighth. That's taking us into TP2 now.
Chao Tek-song in ninth, Kenurata, your favorite, Jeev, in 10th.
He's great.
Jonathan Lee in 11th, and Leona Chin in 12th.
You know, Kenurata hasn't had a great run recently. Wong Chung Hung is our 13th driver, and that finishes off the grid.
So without a pit stop to contend with, they just have to...
It's a straight out
shoot.
Shoot from the finish, shoot from the start to finish. Sprint race, so half an hour, no pit stops needed.
And they don't have to contend with a driver change as well, so it's just pretty much...
It's pretty much straight
dealing
up.
with their own capabilities from start to end.
It can get complicated sometimes when you have these driver combinations and you have to get the right strategy as to which one's out. We saw earlier Hayden Heikel and Rahul Rajmaya, perfect combination, worked really well, but still only managed third because of that penalty. At least when you are a solo driver, you know for a fact anything good that happens was because of you.
Yeah,
anything
there's
bad
no one
that
to blame.
happens was
You take the fall, you take the praise.
Exactly, it's just you and the car. So the modern racing team and Boy Wong in the blue car at the front, coming up to turn 15. And remember, it won't be a rolling start. They will take up positions on the grid again. And the safety car will peel off at the back. So we're looking for around about 228, probably on a hot day like this, maybe even a 226, 227 is the fastest lap. So around turn 15 they come.
Yeah, looking at the qualifying results yesterday, Boy Wong obviously topped that qualifiers. He was on a 224.
Wow, that is fast.
And Leon Koo, Jonathan Z 225. So I think the time to beat 224.
For qualifying is a little bit different. They usually go a little bit faster. So yeah, if they can make a 224 in race, that'd be amazing. I'm expecting a 225, 226, I think.
Which has been the timings in the last few races.
Roughly. But that's the indicator of a fast lap. If you can keep at that, 226, 227, 228, then you know for a fact you're going to be in good shape. So green flag at the back means we are ready to rock. Lights are red. And they are off, and we are underway for round 3, race 1, touring production 2.
Look at how fast he's made his way to the front.
Look at that, he's done that before. That launch control in the A45 doing the business again, straight into the lead. That's what I was saying about that car. If it's on its game, very difficult. The way it takes corners 1 and 2. I wonder if this is going to be Fazil's day now. He's under pressure immediately. Boy Wong has dropped down from pole position. He's into second.
Third now.
Oh, that's third, yeah. And so that should be... That's Johnny Z, who's come up front. Well, starting procedure under investigation. I don't know why, because that looked to be pretty solid. Johnny Z's raced out of front. But it's actually Daniel Chani Walker who's put in the fastest section 1. 777 car that's in 6th overall. See, the race clock has started. That's Boy Wong trying to make his way up to the front again. He was just hijacked by Fazil Alang and Johnny Z.
Johnny Z's done really well to...
He's done really well to get up front. And Boy Wong with a nice move on the outside at turn 9. So he's regained second spot.
And Johnny Z in front is a result of him also posting the fastest second sector.
Yeah, well, if he's out front, then this is going to be worrying for a lot of the other competitors, because if Johnny Z's out front this early, then he has a tendency to not look back from places like this. He's just put another fast sector in as well. So Johnny Z, undoubtedly the fastest man on track right now. We haven't completed lap 1 yet, but you can see that on the screen. So Boy Wong in second, Fazil Alang in third. That looks like one of the Black Wolf cars up in fourth. I'm guessing that's Daniel Chani Walker actually is up into fourth. Or fifth, sorry.
2:30.
So we started with a 2:35.26, but Johnny Z lapping a full 2 seconds faster than anybody else right now. The only car, in fact, on that grid that's hitting 2:30.
I think Fazil knows he can't really throttle that car full on
if he has to manage it,
half an hour.
yeah. If he has to manage it, maybe it's going to be a bit different. I think Fazil also realizes that even a third place finish is still going to give him some points, which at this part of the season is probably really, really important. That A45. It looks like there's something wrong with the front hood. Like it's just bent over a little bit.
Jonathan Z with a 1.3 second advantage.
Already. Yeah. You see how the front bonnet looks a little bit... Like
it's been jacked up?
Yeah, like it looks like it's still open. Flapping a bit in the air as well. So just behind Fazil Alang, that's the R Engineering car of Leon Koo. Daniel Chani Walker all over that car right now in 5th overall. So this is 4th and 5th on your screen.
But we're not surprised that our top three, Jonathan Z, Boy Wong,
No.
Fazil Alang, these are our usual suspects, and it has been for the last 2 rounds.
Absolutely. Now in TP2, Baron Sim is still ahead. Ken Urata has moved up into 2nd. Chatek Song in 3rd. That's right at the top of your screen. And there's the big battle happening. Now there's another Black Wolf, Daniel Ren Oi, that's also coming in, joining that scuffle. So that's all happening just at the top of your screen. Down at the bottom, Jonathan Z leading.
And
Boy
look at
Wong in
the
second.
lap times, Jeev.
2:27.471 on the second
He's
lap.
gotten 3 seconds faster than his previous lap.
But
so
now,
has Boy
yeah,
Wong as
Boy
well.
Wong has actually
They've all gone
matched that,
faster.
2:27. So there's 2 cars that have hit 2:27, top 2. So Boy Wong is certainly not going to let Johnny Z get away that easily. These are the two cars coming into your screen now that have hit 227. Johnny Z on 227.471. Boy Wong on 227.895.
Well, Leon Cruz
look how
so
close that is. So Fadzil Alang is under serious pressure from Leon Koo. So he's going to have to do a lot of defending because it looks like that our engineering car has more straight line speed. But you see the front of that car, that A45?
Yeah, I see it.
It's a little bit open. That's not going to be helping the aero if that is in fact letting air in. Certainly looks a bit shaky there. So Leon Koo is all over the back of that Mercedes. Wants to find a way through. Good defending by Fadzil Alang so far. Johnny Z with a 227.471 is the fastest on track.
But as a result of defending this third position, Fazil looks to be losing a little bit of ground on
He is.
Boy Wong.
The top two are pushing away. So these two are lapping at 229, as is the car, in fact, the two cars just behind them, the two Black Wolves. So plenty of options for those four cars at the back. At the front, as you can see, that gap just getting bigger and bigger. Johnny Z will just see if he's going faster. Leon Koo having a little look on the inside. Decides to settle in behind the A45. And that's what the engineers do while they're waiting for their cars to come in. Of course, no pit stops this time, so they can take it a bit easier. Leon Koo still patiently biding his time.
Boy Wong was in fact the fastest, posted the fastest lap time.
Oh yeah, 228.774 that last lap. Not the fastest, but the fastest for that lap, yeah. So he's beginning to close in on Johnny Z. Can we see that on screen? Yeah,
We can. It's 1.4. It was 1.7 earlier. Shaved off about 300ths of a second. Look at that.
Leon Koo has to get past at some point. He is lapping a full second faster than Fadzil Alang. So I would not be surprised if he makes his way past very soon. And that's Baron Sim, who's topping TP2. And actually, he's only 0.8 of a second ahead of Ken Urata. There he is, there's Ken in the white and red.
It's been a while since we saw Ken.
Ken, I told you, he hasn't had the best of runs this year.
Yeah, he's been quiet. He's been under the radar.
Oh, Leon Koo's just been taken by one of the Black Wolves.
Where did that Black Wolf come from?
Well, they were so involved with each other, the A45 and the R Engineering car, that Daniel Walker just snuck in. And Daniel Walker has been lapping, well, he's actually lapping slower that lap, but still managed to way through. So that's a great move by Daniel Walker. So now Leon Koo has a whole load of problems in front of him. And also Fadzil Alang has a chance to get away, which it looks like he's taking. Leon Koo probably just a little bit too captivated by the attacking part of the game.
I didn't think he even saw Daniel coming from behind.
So now he looks to take Daniel Chani again on the inside. Has he got the... No, he hasn't got the angle at all. So he's going to have to wait. But as I said, he is lapping faster than the two cars in front of him. Is that still the case now? No. In fact, Daniel Chani Walker has suddenly become faster as everybody's dropped pace.
Yeah, Daniel Chani's gotten faster. He's right behind Fazil now.
He's lapping faster than Fadzil. Fadzil's on a 2:30, so Daniel Chani Walker with a great chance here to get up into third spot.
Boy Wong again the fastest man on the last lap at 2:28.
Yeah, he's closing up big time now. That's
Right
visibly,
behind,
look at
yeah.
that. That's visibly very much closer for the top two. So he's all over Johnny Z. And I want to see what Johnny Z is going to do in that Volkswagen GTI. It takes time for these cars to overtake each other. So it really is kind of a long, drawn-out process into where the car's going to be, as opposed to what it can do.
And also the position or the cornering, and in which corner they're going to plan these attacks.
Well, Johnny Z now cannot focus 100% on pushing forward because he's got to check his mirrors now that Boy Wong is literally under a second behind him. If it's under a second, you're going to have to check. Meanwhile, Black Wolf has got right to the front and has taken third spot. Daniel Chani Walker having a blazing race one of round 3. He's got past both of those cars now in a matter of laps. $18 minutes left on the clock. Is Leon Kuhn now going to be able to get past Fazil? Well, they've both lost out to Daniel Walker. Again, Leon Kuhn looks on the inside.
Whoa.
Oh, this time he touches. Did he have half a car? Well, I don't think so. Didn't look that way. Must be frustrating for Leon Kuhn.
Actually, when you look at it, G, the top 5, they're not far apart from each other at all.
No. They're
So
not all.
close.
Only 3 seconds, in fact, between all. So Fazil Alang is trying to keep, this is the touch. So looking at it, I think that's 50-50 really. Fazil possibly shouldn't have cut back in on the line. Now looking at the lap times, Jonathan Z is now back up to fastest, but not his fastest lap. They're all lapping at 2:30. This might be the stamina that we were talking about. It might literally be that just 15 minutes in the car, and they're lapping at about 3 seconds
And this is
slower.
where Boy Wong does it.
Boy Wong is through. Wow, that's a big moment. So, the man who was leading the standings and was on pole position is now back in the lead.
I had thought that Jonathan Z had developed a slightly bigger advantage because he lapped fastest in the last lap.
Well, this is the fast part of the course, so I'm not surprised to see Boy Wong come through, really. That incident where Leon Koo and Fazil Alang touched, that's now under investigation by race control, as you'd expect. Now, Boy Wong is lapping still. Actually, Johnny Z just put in a faster lap. 2:30 and 2:31. So gone are the 2:27s. Daniel Chani Walker is actually the only person that's still lapping under 2:30.
Yeah, and he's just left Fazil and Leon to resume their battle.
They can now resume it, yeah, now that he's in front of them. He's now looking, he's got enough time as well. So, okay, if they're lapping at 2:30, 15 minutes, so it's probably about 6 or 7 laps you've got to play with. Daniel Chani Walker could seriously make a charge here. The front of that Mercedes A45 does not look secure. The bonnet. But I keep an eye on Daniel Chani Walker. He's just put in a fast sector 1 as well. He's only 3 seconds. That's the car. The number 77 car. Watch this car because this car has a chance. If he keeps lapping at the speed that he is, he will catch Johnny Z in, well, 2 or 3 laps. There's that bonnet. Look at it. Does not look
Yeah, it
secure
looks flimsy.
at all. That's not going to be helping the aero on that car at all. So we spotted that right at the beginning.
Perhaps that's the reason why he's
That might
not
be
really.
it. It seriously might be it, but that's a key area of aero. Just does not seem to be secure enough. You want the air to be hitting the front of that car and going straight up over the windshield. What you don't want it to do is start filtering into the engine. That might be why he's going slow. It could be the tiniest things. But right now, that is the leader of TP2 still, Baron Sim. I don't expect him to give up this lead either. Baron Sim and Boy Wong are two of the fastest drivers I've seen at Sepang over the last 10 years. Them, along with Mark Darwin, Fadzil Alang, all of these guys I've watched for many years. They're all very, very fast. And we'll be back with the conclusion of this race in just a bit. We're taking a break now.
The ultimate. Main technical partner for Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Ventus. Hankook Tire.
Welcome back to the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia. You joined us at the Sepang International Circuit for our 19th round of the MotoGP World Championship. It does not get any more tense than this, potentially any more dramatic than this. The stakes could not be higher. The biggest race of the season is going. It's lights out, we're racing here. In Sepang MotoGP, Martin runs wide. Bagnaia seizes the inside line. Oh no, there's damage by the back. Big crash by the back. The biggest prize on two wheels is on the line next live. It's time to race in MotoGP.
The ultimate. Main technical partner for Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Ventus. Hankook Tire.
Welcome back to our continuing live coverage of the Touring Production 2 race, round 3, race 1. And if you have just joined us, well, thankfully there hasn't been any big incident, but we have seen some fast laps. The guys are now up to 228, 229 again. That bonnet still flapping in the wind for the Mercedes A45. That might be a problem, but as you can see, well, that just happened.
Yeah, that's when
Daniel Chani Walker just got pushed off the line.
So Fadzil's now back in third.
Yeah, but was he back into third in an honest way? I don't know. With that, we don't know. There's a bit of a touch there, Fadzil. that was just a replay. But it certainly looks like he's forced his way back into... We've seen a lot of that today, Nick.
Yes, we have. I don't know, it's because of the heat that's, getting everyone extra fried than usual.
Everyone's a little bit hot under the collar, should we say. Still, Leon Koo is now back behind Daniel Walker again. So Daniel Walker is still doing very well. For me, Daniel Chani Walker has been driver of this race so far for Black Wolf by BAE. He may not be leading it. He's in fourth at the moment. But he has been putting in the fastest times. That's Leon Koo looking on the inside. He should take that. So Daniel Chani Walker down to 6th again.
This would be great news for Boy Wong if he can maintain his lead to the top. That would be another victory.
Yeah, it's 1.9 seconds now with 9 minutes left to go, so roughly 4 laps.
He's already got an 8-point lead in the standings.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's the top 2 in the standings battling.
So there were 8 points between them.
Yeah.
If it stays like this, Boy Wong's going to pick up another 15. Johnny Z's going to pick up another 12. So there should be 11 points behind them, between them as we move into race 2, which will be tomorrow. I can tell you now that race 2 will be at 1:50 tomorrow afternoon. We will, of course, be in attendance for it.
But judging from the last round, Jeev, I think we are due for an exciting climatic end, because all the action seemed to have transpired towards the last 2 laps.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's building up.
Well, I think this one might be done and dusted. Boy Wong losing a 1.9 second lead in the next 3 laps. That's, well, Johnny Z's going to have to push, because Boy Wong is currently still, there's Lee Kam-sun, who's last in TP1 for 22 Pro Shot. But Johnny Z has been lapping 1 second slower than Boy Wong, so he needs to change that. He needs to start lapping 2 seconds faster if he's going to make this work. That is Ken Urata, and Ken Urata is now in second at TP2. He'll keep that position as well, I think. Can't see him. Well, actually, he is... can you see Chow Taek-seong? Anyway, there's Chow Taek-seong just
he's in
behind
third.
him. So
He's in third in
yeah,
the
that's
TP2.
not 100% sorted. There's Chow Taek-seong, our leader in the standings for TP2. So he would love to get a podium position, and he's only 0.7 of a second off. So a bit of a battle brewing there, and still a battle here as Fadzil Alang is now pushing Johnny Z for second spot. What has happened to Johnny Z? 2:30, lapping at 2:30. Fadzil Alang lapping at 2:28, which means he is going through.
And Boy Wong's, yes, he's actually increased that lead just
Yeah,
a little bit.
I think
2.4 now.
I think now that Johnny Z has realized that he's in a defensive battle, he's going to have to, well, guard the racing line. And that means that you're not going to go as fast as you can, for certain. All Fadzil has to do is keep pressuring him, and Boy Wong has got another win under his belt. Johnny Z's actually got, they've got the windows open, can you believe it? That's how
Fadzil's
hot it
closed in because he's posted the fastest
Yeah, I don't know if
lap.
he's been planning this. Stay at
2:28.
2:30 and then come in for the last 2 or 3 laps and really start burning rubber.
I think perhaps this is the strategy now to not start hot and heavy, but leave it to the tail end of the race.
Might be. That might be the strategy that works for the A45. You know, it's a great car. It's a heavy car, though. So I wonder if he's now going to push. He will go through. He's lapping a full 2 seconds faster than Johnny Z. So Johnny Z is a great driver and is a great defensive driver as well. Known for his attacking style, but knows how to defend. The question is, can he defend 30 corners, which is, if he's done that, then he's got second place. But that's how close he's got to defend it. 30 corners from now. That's 2 laps. That should take him to the final lap. This is definitely the big battle. I think Boy Wong, there he is, you can see is going to be pretty much untouched. Fadzil looking on the inside. Well, say what you will about that bonnet. It doesn't seem to be affecting him that badly. Up into second, Fadzil Alang. Johnny Z is looking to make it a quick tenure at number 2 for Fadzil. But look at that defensive line. Look at that. You see, he just slowly moved across.
Yeah.
Cut him off. And that's how you do it.
Nicely kept him at bay.
Well, that's how you do it. You'd think that defending is right at the end of the corner, but it's not. It actually starts halfway up the straight. You just cut down the area and cut down the line that they can take. Keep them off just on that left side behind you. And they'll never be able to cut in. So he is now 0.2 of a second ahead of Johnny Z.
Still a lot of work to do for Fadzil if he intends to make up ground on Boy Wong.
I don't think he's going to make up ground on Boy Wong, who's now 3.2 seconds. So this car, black and white flag, unsporting conduct for track limit infringement. Chao Tek-Seong, our leader in TP2, who is currently 3rd in class. So podium finish for Jason Chow. If I'm right, isn't that his like consecutive podium finish? Isn't he? Chao Tek-Seong has been on the podium a lot.
Yes, he has.
What a great season he's having. Fadzil Alang now pulling away from Johnny Z by the looks of it. That is not 0.2 of a second anymore. Actually, that looks like more 0.4, 0.5. So I think the opportunity is gone for Johnny Z. All Boy Wong has to do at 10 laps is just keep it nice and steady. He can drive at 95%, and he should be able to get to the last lap. So based on how they've been lapping, there'll be one more lap after this, then the last lap. Which means you should end up at 12 laps in total.
When I look at it at this wide angle, I think that Fadzil will look to really push Boy Wong, perhaps after this lap.
If he can, I mean, you know, Boy Wong still is lapping at 2:29. Numbers never lie. Fadzil is 2:29.851. So Boy Wong is 0.05 of a second faster. If he's going to do it, he has to rapidly speed up, which is going to put the car in risk, in jeopardy.
The tires especially.
Especially the tires, yeah. So if I was Fadzil, I would consolidate the second spot, realize that the day is lost in that respect. But the last thing you want to do is blow that car out in the last lap, trying to chase something that might just be too far. That is the gap. That is for position. So Boy Wong through turn 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's around about 3.7 seconds. And in 4th. A solid enough race. That's a good best lap. 2:28.914. Oh, I remember the days when they were lapping at 2:27. That was just 28 minutes ago. But they did, and then since then they've all slowed down.
Yeah,
so
they sort of tapered off.
it was peak speeds lap 2, lap 3, and then they went into a 2:30 mode. And when we came back from commercial, they're back up to 2:28s and 2:29s just for this last bit. I think it's going to stay like this. That's a good thing, because it means that all these cars are going to get back safe. 55 seconds, less than a minute in regulation time. And Boy Wong, therefore, will be on his last lap when he comes back through here. I think that's turn 11 or 12. So he'll be turning into 13 and 14. That, in fact, is 14.
If Boy Wong manages to seal this win, it will be his second win. And it'll be back-to-back because he had won the second race of the round 2.
And he's carrying ballast this time, so it's actually an even better performance.
Yep.
Keeping it real, that's what they're doing. Wow, just looking at the paint job on that car, that's amazing. They got some anime artists or something to put some really good stuff on there. So this is now the last lap. As you can see, that gap is down to 3.2 now, so it has been. Leona Chin has got unsportsmanlike conduct, track limit infringement. He's currently in 5th in TP2. Baron Sim still in 1st. Kenny Arthur still in 2nd for TP2. Chao Tek Song in 3rd. That looks like it's going to be untouched, even though Lee Kum Sun is very close to Chao Tek Song.
But I don't think Boy Wong will take this lead easy or take it for granted for even a second, G, if we go back to what happened in round 2.
Well, Fadzil's not catching him, but he doesn't want to make a mistake. Yeah, you don't want to get an infringement. You don't want to get what we saw with Hayden Heikel earlier and suddenly get a 30-second penalty right at the last lap. Well, to be honest, that 30-second penalty was set up right at the start of the race. It just turned up at the end of the race once they really watched all the video. So Boy Wong at turn 9. 5 corners left for another victory back-to-back for the modern racing team. That's 10, this is 11. That's 12. And straight away to 13 and 14. And of course, 14 will be this big turn here.
Well, he definitely had to show character early on when he was
yeah.
surpassed by Fadzil and then Jonathan Z.
Oh, he did well.
He did well.
No doubt about it. Very well-deserved victory. And do you know what? I think there's actually going to be this. No, this wasn't the last lap. He's got one more lap after this. So even though that clock on the top of your screen has been off now, and shall we say fulfilled, there is one more lap. There's confirmation of it. Not quite done yet. Now, your question you can ask me is, can Fadzil Alang catch him? The question is no. He's not going to be able to do it because
he looks closer though.
200ths of a second. He is lapping faster, Fadzil, by 200ths of a second.
200ths of a second.
But he needs to be lapping by 2 seconds if he's going to make up that 3-second deficit. So the maths doesn't add up for the last lap.
So safe we say it's now or never for Fadzil. He's really got to put a lot of pressure on those tires, and
if he wants to win.
If he wants to win, yeah.
I'd take second. I'd take 12 points. Go for tomorrow's race. Try and win. You already know you've got race pace. Daniel Chani Walker, for me, has been one of the best performers. He's going to finish in 4th in the end, but had a lot of bump and grind, did Daniel Walker. So this is now 7, 8, 9.
I think even Jonathan Z has looked to settle for 3rd.
Yeah, 2:33, 8:89. Unless he's carrying a serious problem.
Oh, the cars look to have slowed down a little bit.
Well, would you believe it? Fadzil Alang has completely blown the transmission, or we were just talking about it.
It has, and
we were just
look
talking
at it.
about it. That
Oh
car
my goodness.
grinds to a halt. Fadzil Alang will not be finishing in 2nd spot. And again, maybe he just missed a gear. He's back up to speed. No, he's not back up to speed. So can he nurse this car back? As you can see, Daniel Chani Walker sees his opportunity. Now that might happen. Daniel Chani Walker
Seems
might
like
be
a
able to.
sudden drop-off in power. And
It's a huge drop-off in power, so I think there's a powertrain problem. The question is whether Daniel Walker will be able to take Fadzil Alang now, because he was right there and ready.
Yeah,
Just keep
that
looking
seems
at
to be
the
the
back of
better.
your screen. So that's Boy Wong.
That's
That is
Jonathan
Johnny Z.
So that's 2nd. And
Yeah, so as
Fadzil
soon
will
as
be coming up
Johnny
soon.
Z comes through, let's have a look behind him and see. So this is Boy Wong on turn 15. This is going to be the checkered flag for him. Checkered flag that's been out and about for 100 and what was it, 114 waving checkered flags.
Back to back for Boy Wong.
Wonderful stuff. Jonathan Z in 2nd. Now, oh, Fadzil Alang was taken by Daniel Chani Walker in the end. Can you believe it? So there, we can just see Johnny Z come straight past us in the commentary box. Here's Daniel Chani Walker. I'm really happy that he's finished third.
Fadzil nowhere to be seen. I think
Fadzil looks like
he's
he's
just dropping off.
It. He stopped the car. The car is stopped. Couldn't make it back in the end. That's how quickly it can go wrong.
So he did, I think, Jeff, try and make up ground
what
to...
you were saying was he has to try and push it. He did try and push it, and he blew the car. And so, which is better in the long run? Exactly. You want to finish second. You don't want to finish, you know, stranded on the last lap. He's now down to 11th, so he will be finishing last in class. No podium for Fadzil Alang.
Could have been an engine issue as well.
Could have been an engine issue. There wasn't much smoke coming off that car, so I'm thinking it's a transmission thing. I'm thinking it's a gearbox problem. But I don't know. I mean, it's up to... The fact is, the car got pushed too far. So, Boy Wong now has done his victory lap and should be coming into Parc Fermé. What a great performance. Best lap 2:27.895. That was, in fact, the second fastest lap that we saw today. 2:27.471 by Johnny Z was the fastest to get out of the straight past Fadzil Alang, who's... I didn't see him get out of the car. I think he's still in the car.
Yeah, he could have given him a lift if he wanted to.
Would have been a nice thing to do. But that's what you have to do. You have to know that car so well that if it comes to pushing it. But you know what? I said we're speculating a lot as to what happened in that car. Maybe it was something Fadzil could control. Maybe it wasn't. The fact is, Mercedes A45. I said it at the beginning of the race. If that car is on its day,
yeah,
it's going to be hard to beat. The problem is, it wasn't on its day. Is he phoning the pits? He's taking a selfie. That's great.
In great spirits. That's what you want to see.
He's actually posting that. That's brilliant. And he goes, that is a great status update. I've just been racing and everything stopped on the last lap.
I mean, you were less than a lap away from finishing in second.
He was about 3 corners away from finishing in third. So, yeah, it's not the easiest of situations. Meanwhile, Boy Wong has done it again. Back-to-back victories.
Well, Boy Wong is obviously an experienced driver.
Oh, he is.
He looks to have brought all of that experience today.
That was a perfect race for him, really, considering that he did lose the lead at the beginning. Let's have a look at the full results. So Boy Wong wins. Jonathan Z in second. Daniel Chani Walker, for me, most valuable driver today, in third. Leon Koo in fourth. Daniel Ren Ui in fifth. Lee Kam-sun in sixth and Fadzil Alang in seventh. That's TP1.
And in the TP2, Baron Sim, who was our pole sitter, did well to finish a wire-to-wire, taking top spot. Ken Urata as well, second spot. Chow Tek Song in third. Leona Chin in fourth. Jonathan Lee. And completing sixth place is Wong Chung Hong.
So that's TP1 and TP2 done for this stage. And looking at the highlights, it was, well, still a sunny day. Now, off the start, it was very interesting as the launch control, the A45 was brilliant. And that put Fadzil Alang in the lead for a bit. He wasn't in the lead for very long. Boy Wong would get that back, and then there would be a big fight between Jonathan Z and Boy Wong at the front. That was Baron Sim, who pretty much led from start to finish in TP2. And it was Daniel Chani Walker that was doing all of the hard work to get up to third and fourth. Little touch between Leon Koo and Fadzil Alang. I wonder if that had anything to do with it. Maybe.
Perhaps, yeah.
But there were a few issues with the A45. As you can see, he was trying his hardest on the inside. That happened just after the commercial break. Leon Koo getting back up into fourth. Baron Sim was just untroubled in TP2. Ken Urata tried to close up and did at a time, but had to in the end settle for second spot. And right at the end, there was, well, headlines as we get to the last lap, and Fadzil Alang looked like he was actually going to catch our leader before that happened. Sudden slowing, we suspect a drivetrain problem. So in the end, Boy Wong comes through for a back-to-back victory. Very, very good performance. And he's got a real stranglehold on the championship now. He was 8 points ahead at the start. And now he's probably going to go to 11 points. And that brings us to the end of our coverage here for round 3 for Touring Production and MTC. Do join us tomorrow. Things kick off at 10:45 in the morning. We'll be here. Thanks, Nick, for joining me today.
Yep, see you tomorrow, Jeff.
Yes, and see you guys tomorrow early in the morning. Have a good one.